Right now, there is a huge crash in the cryptocurrency market, but we just got some important news that turned things around. I'm going to talk about what that news was and why the market changed its mind in this video. You should know this because it will help the coin market go in the next stretch. Guys, I also want to talk about something that will be live tomorrow for XRP. Don't forget to stay for that. It's a big deal. Your help is very much appreciated, as always. Thanks a lot. Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These two easy things help me a lot. Also, if you want to buy some XRP, check out my best market down below in the video's description. So, let's get right to it. I also hope you guys enjoy the blog. I'm going to start this movie by talking about something really cool that I didn't see coming up on my screen today. Also, guys, this has something to do with Trump and XRP. Now, we saw earlier today that Dave Portnoy wrote that he was putting more than $1 million back into XRP. For those of you who don't know, Dave Portnoy bought XRP not long ago, but someone eventually talked him out of it. Someone did him wrong and stole his XRP, but he just posted today that he was getting it back. Right now, I'm not really interested in what Dave Portnoy does with his cryptocurrency stocks. As some of you might guess, I like that he has XRP in his hand. It gives you recognition. I like how XRP is becoming more important. Still, the fact that Dave Portnoy has XRP isn't that big of a deal. But Eric Trump replied to Dave Portnoy's post about buying this XRP by saying, "Smart trade." I think this is really interesting because in some ways it sounds like Eric Trump is saying, "Smart trade. You did a great job buying XRP. Ripple has been all over the Trump government. That much we know. For all the talks about digital assets policy, they have always been there. They are also very connected to many of the use cases that Eric Trump has talked about in the past. Trump talks about two main things when he talks about crypto on CNBC. Settlement and cash flow are things he talks about. As for the rest of the cryptocurrency market, it's mostly focused on these weird niche use cases that I think are just fun for regular people to do until there are uses for businesses. Settlement and liquidity are the things that Eric Trump is focused on, and I think that most institutions will care about them. This is what cryptocurrency was made for, and it's a huge problem in their current banking system. I don't think it's a surprise that Eric Trump knows what Bitcoin is good at and how it will be used. He is focusing on XRP to solve these problems. It's more proof that the new crypto investors are not the same as the first crypto investors. No longer is it just about meme coins, NFTs, and other useless things. Now the focus is on how this technology can be used by institutions to provide fast settlement and liquidity in a decentralized way. I'm going to keep talking about this on this channel because not many people really get it. I've been talking about it for a long time. In the end, people buying cryptocurrencies is what will keep their prices high in the future. And I know that sounds easy, but most people who used to think about crypto in terms of XRP bad, I can only hold Bitcoin or some other crap coin that some VC told me they were going to pump, or I'm only doing NFTs or meme coins, are still thinking that way. This is how people in the old crypto world thought. Plus, there wasn't a lot of cash back in the past. There are people with trillions and quadrillions of dollars who are all getting into crypto. They will likely see this market in a very different way than people did in the past. I do not believe Charles Schwab will talk about meme coins. It looks like they're going to talk about use cases. I do not believe BlackRock will talk about what the next big NFT is. It looks like they're going to talk about use cases. They'll probably see that the current banking system is broken, which is why I think they'll be very interested in things like XRP. It was just a wild guess or speculation. To be fair, though, when I talk to wealthy individuals, big businesses, and institutions that are getting into crypto, the use case for XRP is very clear, and I think that will continue to be the case with the biggest investors in this area. Tomorrow, we'll hear more great news about XRP. Their XRP ETF looks like it will be out soon. The fact that they got the elite ticker XRP is something I previously stated. I talked about this early on when I talked about these ETFs. I believe that whoever gets the ticker XRP will be very lucky, since many people will just type XRP into their exchange and it will
work. Bitwise isn't the biggest company, but they're a lot bigger than the first XRP ETF that we saw get filed. I think Bitwise is 3 to 4 times the size. That's about what I see in terms of the number of followers and other volume they've made on other ETFs. I don't have the most recent AU or AUM numbers on hand though. Bitwise going live tomorrow is going to be a big deal for sure. The one I think we're most excited about is Franklin Templeton on the 24th. It's crazy, but they'll be coming in with something like $2 trillion to handle. That's the big monster coming into the ring. Also, guys, these ETFs will do 2 things. First, it's clear that people who want to buy XRP but don't want to go to an exchange or deal with ledgers and other hassles will just buy it through the ETF. In this case, it lets new buyers in. That being said, there is one thing that gets little attention. It's not a fact or something that can be proven, but I can say for sure that it is true. For some reason, an ETF makes something real. That's not true. I already said it's not true, but that's how the market sees it. When people see the XRP ETF, they'll think that XRP is now legal and backed by the SEC. Once more, this is not at all how it works, but this is how people are going to see it. As these XRP ETFs take off, there will be a lot of marketing going on. This has now been approved by the SEC, everyone will say. The SEC just gave its approval, so it's now clear that it's not a security because I now see all of these uses. I need to get some XRP. Now, that's been approved by the US government. Again, that's not how it works. That's not how it works ever, but guess what? But that doesn't mean it doesn't make a huge difference. From the talks I've already had, I can tell you that it's already making a big difference. Now, despite all of that, the altcoin market is down right now, but I think we just found out what's making this market go. As you can see, XRP and the whole cryptocurrency market declined all day and didn't show any signs of recovery. XRP has now reached a support level and is bouncing off of it. But something else very interesting took place. NVIDIA reported numbers, and as soon as they did, the market turned around and began going up. Now, why do I point this out? For us, this is a very important turning point because it tells us what the market is reacting to well. The price of XRP is going up because the NASDAQ and tech companies are doing well. When big companies step in for whatever reason, they look at cryptocurrency as a tech company, which I think is great for things like XRP, but that is the event that the market is paying attention to right now, no matter what. It's important for these tech companies to keep making money and show the market that things like taxes don't matter, things like the government shutdown don't matter, the business is doing well, which makes people more willing to take risks. It looks like the coin market will be very, very happy going forward if that keeps up. Before NVIDIA's earnings report, though, it was said that they were going to miss. They were never going to be able to make anything. Taxes are making them lose money.